Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough and review of the third and potentially final set in the game Kinfire Delve. This is Callous Lab. And disclaimer that I got an early review copy of this one as well as the other two games in the set. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or come and say hi and join the conversation on our Discord. So if you have not seen my previous videos on Kinfire Delve, the game has been releasing in these box sets that are standalone, but can also be combined. Each one contains 2 characters and 1 boss, but then you can mix and match from the different sets, or play even up to 4 players if you have at least 2 sets. And this is a cooperative dungeon delving card game where you are playing cards and rolling some dice to overcome challenges. And if you get to the bottom of this delving deck, then you get to face off against a boss. And if you defeat them, you win the game. But if your party suffers too much damage, and you have this shared hit point die, if you suffer too much damage, you go down to 0, you lose. And also some of the bosses, like Callous, have their own auto loss conditions. So before we jump in, let's talk about the new content and kind of the new mechanics. So first, one of our 2 new adventurers is Roland Wordforger. This is actually the character that I played in Kinfire Chronicles, the bigger campaign narrative game in the same world. And first thing to know about Roland, just like in Kinfire Chronicles, he is the best supporting character, the best at helping others. So every single one of his boosts, this is like the bottom effect of the card that you can play on somebody else's turn, are white, which means they're wild. So he can play any card on anybody's action, which is pretty great. But it gets even better for his boosting of others. Any card that has this little plus and the little hand symbol here triggers Roland's True Friend ability. Each time you boost with a card with that symbol, the boosted seeker may draw a card. So in solo, he lets himself draw a ton of cards and doesn't run out of cards very easily. And in multiplayer, you're going to see he's going to be boosting my other character a ton and making sure she's never hurting for cards. And then finally, his other big effect. Let's see, did I draw any of them? I guess this one, kind of. So a lot of his cards are going to be either discarding those special boosting cards into his discard pile or doing things with his discard pile. I don't think I got any of them. Well, here, I mean, this one kind of interacts with it. So Hot-Blooded is very powerful, and it says after this action, you may charge your Lantern, that's each character's special card here, or get rid of an exhaustion card by shuffling your discard pile back into your deck. And the reason that's a negative, like a negative cost for that, is that, again, I didn't draw any of them, but Roland has like 2 or 3 cards in his deck that will, for example, do free progress for every card in his discard with this symbol. So he can sometimes do like +6 or +8. Actually, I know, his Lantern does this. Here we go. Before this action, discard as many cards as you want, and then it's a 5 + 1 for every one of those symbols on cards in your discard pile. So Roland has a few cards, including his Lantern, like that. That combined with his nice card draw and wild boosting is kind of his main gimmick. Next, we have to Valora, who's a little bit more straightforward. She is the archer, Valora Helmsman. So she has a lot of cards that have this little arrow symbol on them. And it says for each card you play as an action or a boost, so any way you play the card, you may add 1 progress to any challenge not currently being attempted. So she gets to just splash tons of extra progress all around. And that's kind of her main thing. The only other thing that really kind of unique about her, and this was also in Kinfire Chronicles, is that in her deck, I didn't draw it, one of her cards is a bow that will boost every other card that has that symbol on it. I drew 3 of them, and again, you'll see they're also there for boosting. So however she plays those cards, she gets the extra progress. And then her Lantern is pretty straightforward. She doesn't roll, and she just does from 0 to 7 damage. She decides how much. So like anytime you need to defeat a monster by a specific amount or anything like that, Valora has got you covered. And finally, let's talk about Callous. We've got 3 versions of him, and each of them has the same thing, seeking a cure. This is a new mechanic just for him. That's pretty cool. So it says place 10 progress on Callous at the start of the game. If it is removed from him before you reach the bottom of the well, you lose the game. So you have an auto loss condition. I've got the progress for him up here. A lot of cards that are going to come out and also choices you can make are going to remove or add progress to him. For example, look at this extraction room. If I fail this challenge trying to attempt it, I remove 1 progress from Callous plus 1 extra progress for each husk in play. And those husks are like the most common enemy in the deck for him. And each time one of them comes out, you immediately lose a progress. And the thing is, not only is this an auto loss condition, but when you get to the bottom of the well and fight him, any progress remaining becomes automatic damage on him. So even if you're not close to the auto loss, you still want to try to keep some progress on him if you can. And also, I won't spoil them yet, but many of his exhaustion cards also play around with his progress, either losing progress when you're delving or healing him when you're fighting his boss mode. He's got some other cool cards we might discover, and I'll talk about a bit more in my review at the end of the video. But I think that's kind of enough to go on, so let's jump right in and look at what we're confronting at first. So I'll still talk through the basic rules of the game in this first round to kind of see how things go. Oh, let's say that Valora is going first. I guess I didn't really pick. So you will have 4 challenges up at a time. Anytime you defeat one or discard it or whatever, you'll flip another one. You're trying to delve through this whole deck. Once you get to the bottom, you can fight the boss. You start out with 3 cards that have already been progressed through. And as you defeat other things, the most common reward symbol, this little trophy here, is how many cards you get to dig down. So like if I defeat that Guardian, I'll get rid of 5 cards and I'm closer to the bottom of the deck. On a character's card, I pick one of these well cards to interact with, and we pretty much have to pick the Guardian, because look at his power. It says progress cannot be added to any non-Guardian challenge while this guy is out. So he is guarding all the rest of these. Now, we do still need to look at them, because anything that has a bolded text is going to affect other cards. So the Hypnotic Eye says if you must discard more cards than you have in your hand, lose the game. That should be pretty safe since we have a ton of cards. And the triplets say every other copy of the triplet gains +7 difficulty. So if we draw another one of these before we defeat that one, then they'll both be 14s, which is not fun. But yes, nothing is currently affecting the Guardian. If we can get 8 progress on him, we'll discard him and delve a 5 into the deck. If we fail to get 8 progress, we'll lose 1 health out of our 10, and we can try again on the next player's turn. So yeah, let's go ahead and bring him over to Valora and talk about her options. So Valora can play up to 1 card, 1 action, that matches the color of the Guardian or is multicolored, like this Noble Education is blue and green, or is white. She doesn't have any of those. So currently she could either do... Oh, is it just Noble Education? Okay, let's see what this one does. After this action, you may either draw a card or move up to 2 progress from any card to a challenge. Okay, so that's cool. It can just kind of replace itself, since I don't think I want to move. The only place I would move progress from is from Callous, since it says any card, to, I guess, like the Guardian. But yeah, that seems like it would be a terrible idea to get myself closer to the auto-loss condition. And this will not use her Guardian from Afar ability because there is no arrow icon here, which is actually a good thing because currently the Guardian is preventing progress from being added to anybody else. So that would be a wasted ability if she had been able to play Shoot to the Knee or Solid Shot or whatever. Okay, so she's got 3 to go up against this guy. So that's 3 automatic progress out of 8. And in a moment, I'm going to roll these 4 dice. You do this for pretty much every check, unless something says you don't roll. You have this one die that's 50-50. The white side is a wild, so it'll give you +1 progress against anybody, so that'd be 1 more damage against this guy. The black does nothing, and also a lot of enemy cards will have triggers that happen when that goes off. And then you have these dice that have 2 of each color, blue, green, and red. So here, only the blues would matter, because that matches the color of the Guardian. So on average, you can expect to get 1 to 2 progress from your roll. Sometimes you roll terribly and get 0. Sometimes you roll great and get 3 or 4. So she's probably got 4 or 5 out of 8 coming right now. So let's see if we can boost with Roland. So usually when you boost somebody, you have to look at the color on the left of their boosting side of the card here. But again, Roland can do whatever the heck he wants. He's always good to go with boosting people. So let's look at some of his ones that have the hand icon, because we want to boost with those. So Hot Blooded is an amazing one to play late, because it'll let him get his... Actually, wait, sorry. I said late. I mean early, because it will let him get his Lantern or get rid of an Exhaustion. And if he does it right now, he wouldn't suffer any negative, because there's nothing in his discard pile. Fireball is a super powerful card, but we suffer 1 damage that we can't prevent by using it, and then it gets shuffled back into the deck. So I'd kind of rather boost for +2 in a card draw with that one. Master of Magic lets me discard it and search my deck for a card, but I feel like I can just draw later. Firebolt boosts if I discard other things. Foxfire I actually might want to save and play, just like Hot Blooded, because it says after this action, draw a card. Each seeker that boosted this action draws 1 card per card they use to boost, so it kind of replaces itself. So for now, yeah, I think I'm just going to boost with Fireball. That'll get Valora to 5 or 6 likely progress. Oh, no, sorry, 6 or 7. And then, what the hey, let's do 1 more. Although then if I use Hot Blood, I'm going to lose them. Well, you know what? There's no reds out right now, so sure. Let's go ahead and boost with Firebolt as well. So Valora's going to draw a ton of cards. 2 right now, so quick shot and hone reflexes. We don't even have room for them. Might have to zoom out a bit. But now let's go to the actual results of the action. And I won't go into as much detail later on in the video. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6. She already benefited from the draw effects. Oh, it was only 6. I thought it was closer. Okay, so if I get 2 hits, blue or white, then I'll defeat him. Otherwise, I'll take 1 damage. So let's see how that goes. Whoa, that was a great roll. That's 3. It's more than I needed. So instead of taking any damage, we just get to delve 5 down. And this card is removed from the game. He can't come back, whereas the cards that are like delve down, sometimes you have cards that have an up arrow as a penalty, and you'll have to put them back in the deck. And here we go, a little bit more room. So Noble Education, after this action, I can either draw a card, move it to 2 progress from any card to another challenge. I'm not going to do that part, so I'll draw a replacement. And now Valora still doesn't have her dang bow, which would be great to have, but she has almost everything else, and all these cards are discarded. Okay, now we replace, and we've got, here we go, a Husk, that card that I said was the most common, although they come in each color. So when this challenge enters play, remove 1 progress from Callous. So we are now 9 away from auto loss. And I had mentioned this, but I really want to play Roland's Hot-Blooded so that I can suffer the negative of having to reshuffle cards back into my deck as quickly as possible, but I can get his Lantern and then hold on to it for a really strong turn. So luckily I have a ton of options here. It's a 4 red or green. The Extraction Room would be bad right now because a Husk is here, which means I'd be losing 2 progress each time I fail instead of 1. The Husk, when this... we already did that effect. The Husk is not doing anything nasty by staying around. The triplets are a bit of a ticking time bomb because if another triplet comes out, as I mentioned, then there'll be 14. They'll be way worse. So yeah, I think I'm going to do the Hot-Blooded on the triplets and try to deal with them. All right, so Roland's already at 4. Valora has a billion cards. I'm not even showing you all of them. And she can only boost with green, which is currently a lot of them. Now, I don't necessarily want to play my arrows yet, even though that is like her special power, because I'm getting pretty deep into her deck with Roland's draw. And if he lets her draw a few more times, maybe she'll get her bow that'll boost all of those. Let's see. Calm Diplomat. Ooh, discard at the start of any turn to discard a challenge with no progress on it. Dude, we're definitely keeping that. That's wild. It's an amazing power. Quick Shot can return itself to the hand. Ooh, if I have any other arrow cards left, and she can keep on getting the free progress from it. That's pretty amazing. Hone Reflexes is a 2 or a 1 for boosting, and if I'm attempting a trap, I ignore 1 damage. The only trap that's out right now is Hypnotic Eye, and it does not deal damage as it's negative. So yeah, let's definitely do that one. That gets us to 5 out of 7, which as we saw might be enough. And then finally, she could do Splatter Arrow. So this is a 2 and an arrow, which means I probably don't want to use it. I want it to 4. But after this action, suffer 1 damage for each time it was boosted. Oh, so if she plays this as her own action, we kind of want Roland not to help. Well, she could still boost with this, although that's kind of overkill. You know what? Let's just let it lie. If the triplets do 1 damage to us, that's not a big deal. So we're doing a Hot-Blooded, boosted with Honed Reflexes, so 5 out of 7. And that was a bad roll. That was no bonus. So we just got the 5. And because we fail, our life ticks down to 9. And Roland has to resolve his Hot-Blooded. After this action, he may flip his Lantern or get rid of an exhaustion. We don't have any yet. But he has to shuffle his discard pile, but not including this card. Oh, I didn't realize that part. Back into his deck. So this is a bummer. He is getting 2 of those boost cards. I mean, he can draw them again, but again, he wants to kind of like build them up to awesome levels. And then he gets his Lantern, which is going to be awesome once I've played a ton of those. So honestly, I might even want to hold on to this for a while until I've like played all these cards and redrawn a whole new hand, which is how you get the exhaustion cards that have negative effects, and then like just make this a 10 or a 12 and blast something huge in a crazy way. That's kind of what I'm going to try to do here. But that's the end of Roland's turn. All right, now it's Valora's turn, and she's got a pretty easy one here because I want to finish off these triplets before I do anything else. And she doesn't need any help, and she's even going to get a bonus because she can play Quick Shot as her action. By the way, you don't have to play an action card on your turn. You can just roll the dice. Like if I just wanted to try for 2 successes on the dice, that'd be fine. But you cannot be boosted if you do that. And I don't want to boost here, but yeah. So Quick Shot, I'm going to do 2 damage, which is all we need. After this action, if you have any of the arrow cards left in your hand, you may return this card to your hand. And it's still going to activate Guardian from Afar, which will let us do 1 damage to somebody besides the triplets. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, so we've got the 2 we need. We can roll just to see how awesome we would have been. See, that's the roll we needed last time. That's 3. So we got 5, which is way more than we needed. Now, we do have to add our 1 progress before we see what the new card will be, because that only comes out after the entire action is complete. So Hypnotic Eye makes you discard cards if you fail. It's probably the nastiest effect here, although this one takes away his progress. The Husk is the next thing we probably want to kill, but yeah, I think the Hypnotic Eye is kind of more annoying. And 8's pretty high, so let's put the free progress on them. Okay, now we get a failed experiment. This challenge cannot be discarded, so I couldn't be a calm diplomat with him. I guess he doesn't want to talk. Each time another challenge is discarded, except for 2 damage. Oh, so if we use calm diplomat right now while that guy's alive, we would take 2 damage for our talking ways. No, thank you. Okay, so coming back around to Roland, we've got cards of every color out there. Foxfire would let me redraw a card, and each secret that boosted this action draws 1 card. So, wow, we could have, Valora boost us twice and get 2 cards back, and that would make her more likely to draw her bow. I like all of that. That's a 2 blue, though. It's pretty weak. But hey, the only blue is the Hypnotic Eye, which is what we want to go against. So 2 would get us to 3 out of 8. If Valora can boost us, by 3 or 4, I don't know if she could do that much. That would not be too bad. So the only blue boost she has are Eyes of the Huntress, which would let her put another progress on somebody. Discard before any secret rolls to skip that roll. I don't really mind if we don't have that one. But this one would kind of suck to get rid of. It's only a +1. If she plays it, it's a 2 red, +1 for each bow icon in her hand. This would be a 6 red right now. Oh my gosh. So maybe we don't do Foxfire this turn? Actually, you know what? Pause. Let's use Master of Magic. Discard at the start of any turn to search your deck for a card and add it to your hand. Let's get a better something for this turn, because I don't really love any of these cards. And this will get one of those icons in my discard pile. Oh, wait, then shuffle your deck, not your discard. Here we go. How about this one? I mean, it is a red one, but it'll get back in my hand, which is cool. Hammer and Tongs. It's a 3 blue or green, and if I fail the challenge, ignore its penalty, so I don't have to discard a card. So let's do a bit of this. Yeah, so that's get us to 4. We aren't going to suffer any penalty from failing. And since we're not going to suffer any penalty, I'm not even going to have Valora help out. You know what? You do it on your own, buddy. So we've got 3 progress. We're looking for white and blue. Nice! That is 5 progress. So that gets this bad boy to 6. Nice and easy for somebody to finish off. And again, we do not suffer the penalty for it, so we don't have to discard a card. And you know what? Valora thought about finishing that thing off, but why doesn't she just shoot that husk in the knee? Because I saw that was a 6 all by itself. So I think she's good to go. Gosh, if she had her bow, that would be a 7. Oh, man, that's a lot. So yeah, we're just going to smash this guy on her own. Roland does not need to help. Well, I mean, maybe he does. We might roll no successes. But yes, right now it's a 2 plus 4 of the... Oh, that's right. She gets to put a success on somebody else. Or a progress. We could get the Hypnotic Eye to only have 1 left, so that we would just be able to do a roll on it. Or we could start working on the failed experiment or the extraction room, because it is going to be annoying to lose progress. Yeah. Although I do want to get rid of this guy so I can use Valora's Calm Diplomat card and get rid of something really nasty that shows up. And the Hypnotic Eye is probably going to already be gone. Okay, we'll do that. Husk, you're getting shot in the knee. Just need a red or a white. Just need a red or a white. That one kind of fell out of my hand, but I'm going to count it. It's a red. So that is 7. Husk is done. 3 more progress down for us. All right, what do we get? Oh, an event. So when you pick an event, you don't play any cards or do any other things, but it is still an option on your turn. Add 2 progress to Callous and set this card aside. Oh, this is cool. I was going to say that Callous, the second person, Scorn from Scorn Stockade, I think they both had this. Vainglory, the original first boss, did not have this. He has an instant win condition. Add 2 progress to Callous and set this card aside. If there are 13 more progress on Callous when you reach the bottom of the well, you win the game. And he's at 9. That would be 11. And this one, if you complete it, add 2 progress to Callous. That'd be 13. I have never actually gotten the auto win to go off for Callous. If I do, I'll still show you what the boss fight looks like in the video, but it's something to try for, especially if I don't get unlucky with husks and stuff. Because again, I have 2 cards that can add progress. And if I keep on having Valora ping this with bonus progress to where it's really easy and I don't fail to lose anything, that could be great. So we don't need to do that yet. We can use that on a turn when we don't want to do anything else. Although actually, now that I'm looking... It's Roland's turn. I'm not sure what I want him to do. So I want to use Foxfire, but the only blue thing is the Hypnotic Eye that's already going to be defeated by 2. So Valora boosting it to draw more cards would maybe not be the smartest thing. And she doesn't really have any good blue boosts right now anyway. I mean, I could play this just for him to draw another card, and then he would have another one of those in his discard pile. Maybe that's worth it. So sure, you know what? He's just going to take on the Hypnotic Eye by himself. So after this action, he'll draw a card. Valora's not going to boost it. Well, maybe she will. The Eyes of the Huntress ability to, like, not roll is not that impressive to me, and I'll get to add a progress to somebody else. So yeah, you know what? She will go ahead and use Eyes of the Huntress to add +1 to it. So that's going to be 3 progress. We'll be way ahead. And she'll add her Guardian ability progress to the Extraction Room. Yes, we're not even going to roll. This thing is done, and we get 3 more delving. And who's coming out? The Laboratory. Ooh, any damage you suffer from other sources is doubled, and the lab itself deals 4 to us. Thank God it's only a 6. Unless we forget, Foxfire's letting Valora draw 1 since she boosted 1. Standing Tall. Ooh, there's a good one. After this action, if it was not boosted, you may flip your Lantern, which remember hers can do up to 7 damage, or get rid of an Exhaustion. Roland's really close to drawing, so we might want to save that to see what the Exhaustion is and play it for that. Roland, meanwhile, gets to draw a card. Oh, there's a good one. His Lucky Beard Comb. I mean, it's kind of swingy. So it's a green or red. Before rolling, he discards the top card of his deck, and this gets the value of that card +2 if it's one of his special cards. So I've seen that be like a 5 or a 6 sometimes, although it's kind of swingy. All right, so that was Roland's turn. What's Valora want to do? We got that nasty Laboratory breathing down our neck. She could do Trailblazer. It's -4 if attempting a challenge with progress on it. But right now, the Laboratory has no progress on it. This is a 4 red. And again, I'd kind of like to save something like Solid Shot until she eventually draws her bow from Roland's abilities. God, there's not that many more cards it could be. By the way, I didn't show you Master Tracker. It's friggin' awesome. If you complete a combat, double any delve reward you receive. And it's a 0, but people can boost it. So a great combo is for her to use her snipe to get somebody to have exactly 1 life left. And then like play this with a single boost to make sure the dice don't let you down. And get, I don't know, like 10 or 15 progress, depending on the enemy you're doing it to. All right, so let's do this. Let's do Trailblazer. -4 for attempting a challenge with progress on it. We're not. And I kind of want to get rid of Roland's cards at this point. And Reluctant Veteran is just a 3 red, and the only red is a Laboratory we're doing. And it's +3 versus an obstacle, which this is. So this is actually going to be 7 red out of the 6 we need. So we'll just take care of it. Yeah, so we don't even need to roll. Get out of here. We only get 1 progress, though. Thanks for nothing, Laboratory. And who's coming out? Oh, another Husk. That's a progress from Callous. We're getting a little bit further away from Immortality's End. By the way, they don't like have the exact story of the character. You can kind of glean it from reading the flavor text and like the cards and the achievement names and stuff in the rule book. He's seeking a cure. And I guess if he finds it, he can come out of the well. Like, we lose if he gets a cure. And then we can, like, are we helping him end his immortality? I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure the people who designed it know what's going on. But it's sort of a Dark Souls-y where it's hard to glean what the entire narrative is just from the flavor text and story stuff. All right, by the way, we are green and blue. We got no red as we go into Roland's turn. And all he's got is his Lantern, which I don't want to use yet because it's only going to get better and better. Right now it would be, oh my God, +4, so it would be a 9. And it can only go up from there. But Ingenious is a 3, but after this action I have to choose a card from my hand if I have any left and place it on top of my deck. I like Lucky Beard Comb. So I kind of want to use Lucky Beard Comb, and then, I don't know if do we have any traps? No, another obstacle in a lot of combat. Callous doesn't seem to be big on traps. But yeah, I think I'm going to try Lucky Beard Comb. I don't want to fail the Extraction Room. That'll get me farther from the automatic win there. Let's try it on the Failed Experiment. Do I want to boost anything green? Because again, this could be like a 6 or it could be a 2, depending on what I draw. Quick Shot. After this, oh no, that's... Quick Shot is one you can play over and over. I don't really want to get rid of that. Calm Diplomat I definitely want to use. Splatter Arrow. I just wouldn't want to boost it, but it's a 4, and if she draws her bow, it's a 5. But that would add +2, and she could plink again. Yeah, okay. We'll boost with Splatter Arrow for +2 and a Guardian from Afar progress. And yeah, we'll put the bonus progress on the Extraction Room. Get that one really weak for an easy kill later. Okay, now the big moment. We've got 2 from the Splatter Arrow. What do we get from the Lucky Beard Comb? Okay, not the worst, not the best. So it's 1 +2 because it was one of the special ones, which now will be in the discard. Dang it, this is one of the cards I was talking about. After this action, choose another challenge and add 1 progress to it for every of those cards in your discard pile. That would have been like 6 free progress. Why did I draw that for the Beard Comb? It's like the worst. So that's 3 plus her support, 5 against 7. I'll need a slightly lucky roll here to make this work. What is it? It's green. I need 2. Yes! Okay. Well, at least... Sorry, that was not 3. At least that makes up for the stupid Beard Comb draw. So I beat this guy. He is only 2 progress, but now I can discard cards with her Calm Diplomat ability again. And here's our progress. Here's our deck. So we're like, what, a third of the way down, maybe? And what do we got? Observer. Each time a challenge is failed, discard it. Which, as you can see, is not the worst thing in the world. Because you can just get rid of some things. Now, if you fail this... Look at this. If you fail this, you go back up 6. 6 of his cards I have discarded would go back on top of the deck. I don't want to do that. I don't love that card. All right, now what can Valora do? We don't want to use Standing Tall yet because we want to save that for after Roland draws and we get an exhaustion in case it's bad. We don't have any reds. We can do Quick Shot. And Roland can boost with +1, +3 versus traps. And I want him to boost because that'll get rid of all his cards, and then he can draw with a free conscience because you have to discard all the cards remaining in your hand when you draw. So if she did Quick Shot and +1, that'd be 3 on the extraction room. So we'd have to roll really well or we'd lose progress and be farther. Oh, and the Husk is out, so we'd lose 2 progress and really have a harder time getting to the thing. Should I maybe have her do Immortality's End? Yeah, well, but then it's going to be Roland's turn. I don't know what he's going to do on his turn. I guess he could do Ingenious and not have to put a card back on top of his deck because he won't have any cards and it's wild. That might actually be a good idea. So sure, she'll go and do Immortality's End. So we add 2 progress to Callous, and we'll just remember that we have the possibility of the auto win if we get to 13 by the end. Okay, that's her entire turn. Oh, it's another Guardian. Huh. Okay, we can't put progress on anybody else. So I guess Roland's being ingenious with the guy. That's a 3. Oh, but then Valora can't boost with anything except Standing Tall. And I guess since the Observer is out, we would just discard him and take a damage. It's not like the worst thing in the world. Although, I know I've been saving it, but I could just... How much do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just do 10 to the guy. And I can still discard as many cards as I want. Or no, I could just use Ingenious to boost Valora on her turn. Yeah, even though I was kind of trying to be greedy. I guess I'll just purify the dude. He is done. So get out of here. That's 5 progress. Now I'm really glad that I didn't just discard the guy. I forgot how good that was. All right, and we got a Resonant Stone. There's an interesting one. So this is all of our challenges gain -1 difficulty, so they're easier to defeat. But if you fail a challenge, failed an extra time, so we would lose multiple progress from Callous. We would lose 12. Although I guess if you fail any other challenge, fail an extra time. Each time a challenge is failed, discard it. Yeah, I'm not sure of the timing on that, whether you would get like the double failure and then discard it, or if it'd be discarded after the first failure. I mean, either way, we'll probably kill one of them soon, so it won't matter. But we'll see how it goes. And still no traps for Ingenious to boost better. Well, let's see. The extraction room is now -1, so it's only a 7. If she played Quick Shot, which she would get back, that would only get us to 5, and Ingenious would get us to 6. We would only need a single success roll. Let's do it. And then she'll get that card back because she still has Solid Shot, and we'll get to put a free thing out. Okay. Really hope I don't miss the roll because that's bad. So she gets to put another progress somewhere. Let's get rid of this Observer soon. I don't really love them. All right, and all we need is a green or a white. Green or white. Green or what? Yes! Oh, that was close. They tricked us for a second. I wasn't sure if I got it. So yeah, that was 3 from the cards, 4 from the die, and 7 is all we need because all of our challenges gain -1 difficulty. So we are delving 3 and adding 2 progress to Callous, which means now we're 1 away from that auto victory, although I don't know where we're going to get it. And yeah, now we've definitely passed the halfway point for delving down. Oh, it's another failed experiment. We can't discard with Calm Diplomat again. Come on. All right, well, we are going. Roland is starting his turn with no cards, so he has to draw, and he draws the same amount he had at the beginning of the game, which was 7. So 5, 6, 7. We've almost gone through his whole deck. I would love to find a way to get his Lantern back, but I think I already used the one card that does that. Hey, there's Fireball again, Firebolt again, some other fun things. We'll see them in a moment. Ooh, yes. Okay, I knew there was... So it's 2 cards in his deck, I think, and then... Oh, no, Well-Timed Blow, too. Yes, so there's a lot of cards. See, here we go. Discard at the start of any turn to add 1 progress to a challenge of your choice for each of those in your discard pile. And then Well-Timed Blow, don't roll this turn, +1 per those in your discard pile. And then his Lantern, and the one other card that I discarded. So yeah, he loves keeping those in his discard pile, which is, again, why that Hot Blooded is such a great card for the bonuses it gives, and also such a negative card because it undoes that combo. All right, but we do need to draw a Exhaustion card. Ah, man. This is literally the worst one for the auto victory I'm going for. Life Leached Away. Callous is interesting in that a lot of his exhaustion cards just do an effect and then go back in the deck, get shuffled back in, which is often not the case for the other people. I'll talk more about that in the review. But it says remove 2 progress from Callous, 10 if you've reached the bottom of the well. That means if you're actually fighting him in his boss mode, he heals 10 friggin' damage. But then it says shuffle this card back into the exhausted deck. So here we just lose 2 progress, which means our chances of getting to 13 are kind of dwindling away, but we got a friggin' free card draw. Roland is back to 7 cards for nothing, baby. And now he's still taking his turn. So we've got blue and green and red. We got a bit of everything. So I definitely want to find a way to use Fireball and Firebolt and all of those before I fire off Well-Timed Blow and Leech Charm and just get like crazy powerful combos. So let's see. There was the red thing. Oh, no. I wanted to do the Observer first, right? Maybe Generous? After this action, discard any number of cards and choose a Seeker. That Seeker draws as many cards as you discard. I could choose myself, by the way. Or Bookworm is a 3 blue. Okay. Actually, yeah, that's pretty dang good, right? The Observer is not really a 6. Remember, it's a 5 because of the Resonance Stone. I don't really want to get rid of that. So 3, 4 out of 5. I just need a 1. And Valora's not going to boost anyway with any of her cards. So yeah, we'll just go for needing the roll again. Although if we fail, it's not great. Probably shouldn't take a chance, but let's see what happens. That's not it. Oh, crap. Okay, so each time a challenge is failed, discard it. If you fail any other challenge, fail it 1 extra time. Okay, I'm going to make an executive call. That might be right. That I feel is nice to me. I'm going to say it gets failed. Each time you fail a challenge, discard it. So I do lose 6 cards back to the top of the deck. This gets discarded, but I think that it's not there anymore for the Resonant Stone to make it go again. That's my guess. I don't really know. But hey, instead, we got another husk and we lose another progress. I think the auto victory is slipping out of our grasp. You know what? Forget these husks. I like the Resonant Stone. It's making everybody weaker. Let's have Valora. Why'd I bring that card? Let's have her stand tall. Now she's going to get her Lantern instead of worrying about getting rid of exhaustion because it didn't stick around. So that's already 3 out of 6 because of the Resonant Stone weakening him. Now let's boost that. 3 out of 6. I don't want to play Fireball because it hurts me. So that'll be 5 out of 6, and she'll get a card draw. I feel a little bad after failing. Let's make my Leech Charm and Well-Timed Blow incredible and just give her the auto victory with 6 out of 6. She gets to draw 2 replacement cards. There's my friggin' bow. Although now I'm down to not very cards. Yeah, so if this card is in your hand, add +1 to the value of any bow card you play as an action. So Solid Shot and Quick Shot right now, that's a 3 and a 5. Finally, I got it. Yeah, that red husk is super dead, but let's see if we would have needed the extra boost. Nah, we would have gotten 1. Okay. So, each time a challenge is discarded, suffer 2 damage. Whoa, I forgot about that power. Because I discarded the other card when I failed it. All right, but this guy's dead. We get 3 progress back. And who's here now? Meditation Room. Oh, God, we get an exhaustion card if we fail it, but we heal 3 if we succeed at it. Ooh, that'd be good for the final fight. Oh, my God. Standing Tall says if it's not boosted, you may go, well, too late for that. I guess he's not getting her 7 damage Lantern after all. That sucks. All right, you want to see Roland go crazy, y'all? You want to see Roland go crazy? Discard at the start of any turn to add 1 progress to a challenge of your choice for each thing you discard upon. I think it's discarded itself, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free progress. I still kind of like the Resonance Stone, though. Well, the Meditation Room has the worst negative effect, right? So let's defeat that and get all our health back for free. I love that. And then, hey, Well-Timed Blow is going to be an 8 as well. I don't roll this turn, but I don't need to. So it's blue or green. So Failed Experiment has a more annoying effect because I can't use Valora's Calm Diplomat. So yeah, let's just get rid of that dude. Bye-bye. We get 2 more delving. Now, this does mean that Roland is basically shot his shot. He's going to have to draw again in a second, and he'll have to reshuffle his discard pile, and he won't have any of his cool combos anymore. I wish I could have gotten my Lantern again. It would have done so much damage. What, 13? And we get 2 new people out. Crystal Brute. If this challenge would be discarded during your turn, discard your hand instead. Okay, I guess, Valora, you're not going to diplomat with him. Extraction Room. Oh, there's another. Ooh, we can get 2 more progress on Callous. That would get us to what, 11? It's not enough. It's not enough. All right, so we're coming back around to Valora. What does she want to do? She's got the Solid Shot, which is a 5, now that she's got her bow to boost her. So that would be a pretty... Crystal Brute's only a 7 with the Resonant Stone weakening him. I think that's probably the best way to go. Then I've got Generous. The discarding cards let somebody else draw wouldn't really matter. Or Stout Build. He could use Stout Build on the Resonant Stone on his turn. Although I guess he would only ignore 1 damage suffered. Oh, if he failed any other challenge, fail it 1 extra time. So he would stop the 1 damage from that. So yeah, let's boost Solid Shot with Generous. So that'll be a 4, 5, and then 6 because of the bonus. I get to put an extra progress down. Put on the Extraction Room. So with the Resonant Stone weakening the Brute, I just need 1 more red to finish him off. Nice. So we're going down 3 more. Okay, that's a pretty thin stack left. And it's another failed experiment. Gosh. At this point, I might just want to save Calm Diplomat if I can keep Valora from drawing until we get to the bosses. She can just discard one of the bosses like Guardians and stuff, which would be pretty great. All right, now Roland's final card is Stout Build. And honestly, I think he's just going to attack the Resonant Stone with no help from Valora because she doesn't need the help. Although that does mean Valora won't be able to be helped by Roland on her turn because he won't have any cards yet. But yeah, let's just do Stout Build on the Resonant Stone. So we've got 2. We can't possibly beat it this turn. That's fine. 3 total. And its -1 also doesn't apply to itself, so we don't suffer the 1 damage. We don't have to resolve it again. We're good. Let's see, we're around to Valora, and really I think the best thing for her to play is the Quick Shot. We can take 1 damage from the failed experiment. We're totally healed up. So yeah, let's go and do this. So she's going to get 3, because again, it's being boosted by her bow. She'll get the card back. She gets a free progress. Let's keep on the extraction room. And she'll get 3 plus her greens, and okay, so 4 progress on the failed experiment. Which means with the Resonant Stone, he's only needs 2 more. Oh, crud, I forgot we failed twice. So actually, we're taking 2 damage. Maybe that was not such a good move, but whatever, it happened. Okay, now we're going to draw 7 new cards for Roland, which sadly means, oh no, he has to shuffle everything, and all his awesomeness is gone. Okay, let's see, what did he get? Scholar's Heart. Ooh, Hammer and Tongs was a good one to fail and ignore the penalty. Test of Metal is pretty cruddy to draw right now, because I clearly will not have very many of those in my discard pile. Some basic reds and blues. Meteor Throw is an amazing one. If you fail a combat, discard without suffering its penalty. That's another one I would love to save for the boss fight. And then after this action, unless your hand is empty, you may return this card to your hand. So a blue that keeps coming back. All right, I really need to finish off this guy. He only needs 2 more progress with the Resonant Stone weakening him, so that's not too bad. Well, that means I could try to do something else this turn and have the Quick Shot deal with him and then get another free progress on the extraction room. Oh, wait. Crud. Quick Shot says after this action, if you have any of those type of cards left in your hand. I got to read cards better. So she actually had to discard this last turn. Darn it. Because, yeah, look, that was her last one. She's actually running out of cards, and we have not gotten to the bottom to use Calm Diplomat yet. Okay, so everybody does this. Scholar's Heart. This is not a combat, so he'll get 4 against it. And it only needs 7 with the Resonant Stone, so we just need to get 1 roll. That's bitten us in the butt before, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so I need a single, green or white. Beautiful, got it. All right, so we are getting 3 more progress and 2 progress added to Callous, which still leaves us, what is that, 11. 2 shy of the auto win. We don't have much more time to earn more. Okay. Oh, another Husk takes 1 away. Never mind. Yeah, we were very close to the bottom, and I have all those discard effects. I don't want to use them until we get to the end. All right, so I guess getting around to Valora, we want to kill the failed experiment. Yeah. So I guess she'll do her bow now that it's not boosting anything. Although, Roland can still let her draw things. Should I hold on to it with that case? Yeah, she can use Well-Traveled. It lets her reroll if she's attempting an obstacle, but there aren't any right now. So that's already... Oh, that's 6. That's already all the 6 we need, isn't it? So I guess Roland doesn't need a booster. Yeah, that's all right. So he's done. We get 2 more progress, which is not really a lot. Oh, man, we were so close. There's another Crystal Brute. So we can't discard him. Okay. I think we can do to finish things up. What if I did Master Tracker? If you complete a combat, double any rewards you receive from it. What if I get a ton of progress on the Husk? Although, crud, I'd suffer 2 damage from the Resonant Stone. How many cards left is it? Enough that I would need to do either a doubled Husk or the Resonant Stone and then something else. Whatever, we got a lot of life. Okay, I'm going to try the Reluctant Veteran, and that's 3 red. I'm not going to boost it. Going to try my luck. Well, not really try my luck. I don't expect to defeat it. Oh, or, what the heck? 3 plus 3 is 6. -1 from the Resonant Stone. Get the hell out of here, Husk. You ain't got nothing on me. Okay, there's only 1 card. What the? Oh, this is actually a really cool one that I got early last game. Callous's Cipher. If you defeat it, you get 4 down. And then once this is completed, all non-combat challenges enter play with 2 progress on them because you've learned his code for his secrets. Clearly, I don't care about that here. All I want to do is defeat something. I guess the Resonant Stone to get things to go down. But Valora's only red is useless. So she would have to just try it with just die rolls. But Roland can still boost her to let her draw. So it's 3. Oh, no, he can't. Oh, I guess, yes. So she can play Master Tracker. It's a waste, but it means that she's played in action and then she can be boosted. All right, let's get her to 2 more progress. Probably not going to be enough to finish it, but she'll get to draw 2 cards, so that's pretty cool. Hammer and Tongs is a pretty good card, though. I should probably save it. Whatever. Okay, so she's got 2 plus a 3 was already on it. 5 progress. So we need to roll another. Awesome. Oh, 0. I was going to say a 3 would be great, but 0 is okay. So yeah, it's at 5, and we're down to 7 life. And when Shri drew, this is very nice while we have the bow. Acid Arrow and Fleet Arrow. 2 things that will be boosted by it. Although, man, we have no red. Oh, gosh, we really have no red. Ugh, darn it. Can I not finish off the stupid thing? I really don't want to use Meteor Throw because I can just discard one of the boss people. Now, what if I just, like, waste the turn on Loyal and True to put out 2 blue and just try not to get hurt by it? Yeah, I can attack the Husk. Great. Oh, but he's going to damage me twice because of the Resonant Stone. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Whoops. Okay. That was, used blue. So 2, 4, which is not enough. We're down to 5 life. This is stupid, y'all. I should have just killed that thing a while ago. Oh, and, okay. I guess she can use Acid Arrow. It's kind of a waste, but she would do 2, place 1 on something else, and then after this action, place 2 extra progress on the challenge you chose for the Guardian from Afar. So even if we didn't kill the Husk, she would still be able to finish off the Resonant Stone, and we would still get to advance. Or there was no greens for her to draw 2 cards with. Okay, yeah, that'll be it. So it's kind of a big waste, but yeah, we're going to do 2 on the Husk. She'll place 1 bonus progress on the Resonant Stone. The Husk only needs 2 more because of the Resonance. Oh, which means we automatically defeat both these cards. Okay, we go all the way down, and we don't have enough to defeat Callous, so we're going to the boss fight. But we do get to keep everything on him, so he will start with 10 out of, which one is this? Battle of Wits. Oh, this is a hard one. So he's got 25 progress. Really? I almost feel guilty. If you fail and roll the black symbol, the 50-50 chance, discard a card at random from your hand and suffer damage equal to its value. Oh my gosh. So that's maybe the toughest of the 3 bosses I fought. But he's also got his Guardians. So we've got 0003, which if we defeat them, means we can attack him in blue. Right now we can't attack him at all. If you fail, you lose 3 cards. When attempting this challenge, don't roll. If you complete or discard this challenge, flip it over. That seems like a good one for just discarding. Okay, this challenge cannot be completed. If you discard this challenge, flip it over. And if you fail, then you get 2. So yeah, this is a weird one. In some games, I just haven't had any discard abilities. So green, I just couldn't attack the boss in green. I would just leave that guy alone. Red, this challenge cannot be discarded. So, okay. If you complete that challenge, flip it over, then you can attack in red. And there's the weird one, Immortality. You cannot complete Callus's challenge and win the game. So you cannot beat Callous as long as this is alive. But if you complete or discard it, you change it, flip it over. But then whenever you roll, if none of the 3 skill dice match the challenge's color, you turn this card face up. So what I find I do is, as you might imagine, I get Callous basically to dead by fighting other people, and then I defeat Immortality to finish him off. Okay, so we got a lot of discard powers. Let's get into that. So first, Valora's got, she's been hanging on to it forever, discard at the start of any turn, so even though it's Roland's turn, to discard a challenge with no progress on it, let's get rid of the one that literally cannot be hurt and also has a terrible negative effect. Yeah, boom. Okay, so now Callous is vulnerable to green. Very cool. Okay, this guy we can't discard, which means I guess I want to Meteor Throw him, planning to fail, but then I have to discard 3 cards. Huh. Oh, but they're not really the best cards, are they? Okay, yeah. All right, that's fine. So I'll do a Meteor Throw on this dude, kind of planning to fail. Yep. I mean, I guess I don't really need to roll, do I? Oh, I got 3. That was 6. Well, whatever. So if you fail, discard it without suffering the penalty. I don't even know if I need those blue cards, but boom. So now Callous is vulnerable to blue and green. So I don't really need to kill red. I don't even have any good red cards right now, so forget him for now. So I need to do 25 damage to him, but trying not to fail, or if I fail, trying not to roll. And then I need to do 10 damage to him, but I don't want to do that 10 damage, or at least finish him off until Callous is hurt a bunch. So for Valora's turn, let's do Fleet Arrow on Immortality, and it's still boosted by her bow. So that'll do 3 to Immortality plus whatever I roll, but I get the bonus 1 that I can put on Callous, get him closer to dying, and she's going to have to draw 2 cards in a second. And Roland's cards are kind of terrible, so let's just go ahead and boost her twice to get 2 more free progress here. So no matter how well she rolls, she's not going to defeat the guy, and that way Roland can draw a better hand next turn. Okay, so we're looking for green and white. They're pretty good, too. All right, so Immortality's at 7. He dings us for 1. We're down to 4. Oh, wait a second. I just realized. I took a break from recording. I had this card for when Roland drew, like, a while ago, I think, and I never flipped it. Okay, so it was remove 1 progress from Callous, or 5 if you reach the bottom of the well. This was back before we reached the bottom. Of course, now it's getting shuffled back in, so it's only going to heal him 1. But yeah, now we get another 1. Oh, gosh, now we heal him 5. Okay, but it does go back in. I kind of wanted to have, like, one of the permanent ones at this point, but I keep on drawing those other ones. All right, so he's... Dang it. And then we have a really good chance of just murdering ourselves whenever we attack him. This is going to be tough. Okay, but we got some good pools here. Hot Blood is one we want to use last, like after he's already done all his discard manipulating things. Master Magic. Ooh, lets me add any card to my hand. Leech Charm puts progress out for free. That'll help out a lot. I can boost Valora with Fireball. And, oh, a Foxfire gives me a lot of boosting too. But the problem is I got to hit the boss and take the chance that he discards a card at random and kills us. Like, so I need to, if I'm holding on to Hot Blooded, he could discard that at random and murder us. I mean, it's only a 50-50 chance. Valora has cards that make us not, oh, don't roll this turn. Oh, but it's +1 per thing in your discard pile, which is currently 3, but I mean, it's something. Well, here, let's try to get some more of those into things. I'm going to discard the start of my turn and search my card for a deck and add it to my hand. And I guess, like, Fireball is probably the best one. Okay, sure, that'll be another one of those cards that boost stuff. And then I guess I could attack the red guy, even though I wasn't planning to, just to get, like, more of these cards set up to do a big hit on the boss and not have to roll. Or here, if I'm going to attack the red guy, let's do this random stout build card. Okay, ignore 1 damage you suffer this turn. Sure. So I won't get hurt by him, so we're just doing 1. Flora only has her bow. 1 boosted by none. Oh, and it would have been a black. I'm glad I didn't attack the boss. But I don't get hurt, so that was just kind of a waste of a turn. Okay, now I think Valora has to exhaust herself and draw more, because we need some real options here. And now very important. Oh, okay. At the end of each turn, either suffer 1 damage or remove 1 progress from Callous. That's not the worst. We can just take away his life, or I guess suffer damage, but I'm really afraid of his ability still. Okay, so we'll remember that at the end of Valora's turn. Okay, she got shot to the knee, which can only hit red. Oh, don't roll this turn. Here we go. So we can start plinking the boss with this one. I like that. So let's go and do that. Sharp Eyes. So we'll attack the boss with it because we can attack with green. We get a free progress on Immortality, so it's at 8 out of 10. So I guess I can get these guys out of here. They don't really matter anymore. And Roland's going to boost her twice to get more of these in his discard pile. So that's 5. Sorry, there we go. 5 total. And then it's a green. Oh, we don't roll. That's right. So it's just 5. We don't get anything else. So that gets him to 10 out of 25. Darn, man. And yeah, I don't want to lose life yet, so I'll just take away 1 progress as he sucks our essence. Okay, but now Roland's going to go ham, at least as much as he can. He's going to do a Leech Charm. Discard at the start of a turn to add 1 progress to a challenge of your choice for each in my discard pile. And again, I think it counts itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hell to the yes. And then my boy ain't done. Well-timed blow. Don't roll this turn, and it's going to be 7 more. And then Valora might be able to boost. What does that get us to? 9, 18, 21, 22, 23. Here we go. Compassionate. Look, it can only be used as a boost. +4. I ran out of 3s. So that should be, that's 5, 14, 23, 26, 27. So he's over dead. And I think, again, I'm not 100% sure about the timing on this, but I think if you kill Immortality, he's already lost enough life and he just immediately dies. So I'm going to take away 1 progress for Give Me Your Essence, because why not? We have too much. And then Valora's a little more limited than I realized. She has to do honed reflexes for her green, because that's the only one she has, but it's 2, which is automatically enough. So again, I think the second he's completed, I can complete Callous's challenge, and he's already got enough damage, even if we take away 1 from Give Me Your Essence. So that'll be that, y'all. We defeated Callous. A little bit closer than I wanted on normal difficulty. Harder, we would have had less life to start. And there you go. That is Callous Lab, the 3rd and potentially final release in Kinfire Delve, unless I guess they create more Kinfire Chronicles to have more characters to show. So let's talk about each of the aspects of this in a little review, tell you what I think about it compared to the other sets. All right, so first, Roland, I think you saw that he's pretty dang awesome. He is the smoothest and most powerful booster in the game. He helps out others just a ton. His own actions are, meh, except once he fires off his big combos. The well-timed blow, the leech charm, his purity thing. If he can have enough deck manipulation, or if other people help him draw cards with their powers, he can just get some of the biggest free damage that I've seen in the game. game, and it does feel pretty dang satisfying to fire him off. So he's fun with his combos for his own cards, although that's kind of like the only sexy thing he does with his own cards, and he's great for boosting others. So really great character all around, super powerful, might be, if things work out, the most powerful of the Seekers I've seen in the game, but I think he's great. Valor doesn't have the crazy burst that Roland does. You know, she's got Snipe that just does free damage, doesn't roll. But I really like her. I don't think she's as powerful as Roland, but she's very consistent. I love being able to put extra progress on people, and that synergizes well with some of the other characters. Her bow is not such a huge boost that you don't feel like terrible if you don't draw it at the right time. But you can see that if like other characters let her draw cards and she can create combos, she can do some really cool stuff. And I like that some of her things are about boosting and not boosting. It kind of reminds me of the orc, whatever her name was from the second set. So I think she's solid too. She's a lot of fun. I like both these characters. Roland certainly wins for most powerful between the two, in my opinion, but they're both a solid addition to the lineup. Now, as for Callous, I like his core addition of the progress. You saw that it's sort of an interesting little thing, and again, I've never gotten the auto win to go off from getting a ton of progress at the end, but managing his progress for the potential for an auto loss, especially if you keep on drawing like early on in the game, the things that take away progress, if you keep on flipping husks and stuff, that's a real possibility. But then also the fact that it becomes free damage on when you flip him means that it's always something interesting to manage. So I do think this is pretty cool. It's a fun mechanic that is different than either of the other people that have come. His final battle is fine. These guys aren't super interesting. Immortality, I do feel like I always do the same thing. Like I just leave that partially dead until I get all the progress on him and then finish it off. So I do feel like this final fight tends to go a bit more in a rote way, in a routine way, and I do the same stuff each time compared to the other two bosses. But I think Callous himself, this one's +5 difficulty for every face-up gauntlet card, so like leaving the red guy undefeated would have just made him harder. Battle of Wits, I think, is by far the nastiest one, almost on purpose. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, just like swingily getting a harder or easier thing. And then Mental Landscape doesn't have too bad of a negative effect. But look at this. It's +5 difficulty per exhaustion card you have in play, and it's already a 30. So these are sort of, I would say, like easy, medium, and hard. So you could, instead of doing it randomly, just like pick them based on that. But it's fine. I think Callous's like progress thing is really interesting. I think the actual fight against him is not the best of the three, maybe even like the weakest of the three in the series, but it's okay. Like it still is a tense thing, and it still can come down to the wire. His actual delving cards, though, I think are great. You only saw a very small part of them, but I like, again, the ones that interact with his essence. They have fun things to like get rid of people automatically. This one's really neat. The library. Every time you fail it, you actually benefit. So you want to like keep on spending turns reading in the library, but then you get a lot of exhaustion from like reading too much if you stay there too long, unless you can discard it with an effect. And like there's another, well, let me see if I can find him. There's like a giant guy. The Hungry Chest just steals progress from other cards and kind of like wastes the progress you've done. The Resonant Stones you saw are both like a positive and a negative. One game I had like multiple of those in play and the library, and every time I explored the library, I would get 6 stuff. So there's like really fun combos, sort of to on purpose or accidentally discover. The Gigant is a 20, but if you discard him, you can't just discard him for free. He just gets 5 progress, but then you delve 12 with him. So yeah, so I really love. Oh, and this one is crazy. If anyone has to gain an exhaustion from having to draw, you lose the game. So there is like some swinginess in here, but it's also a very varied and exciting and different experience each time, because just like in all the other Kinfire Delve things, you see so few of the cards in any given playthrough. So things will change up quite a lot. So I love all of this. And finally, the exhaustion cards are very different. In both the first and the second set, there were cards that if you drew, usually it was a 3 of a kind, then you would have an auto loss. And that does not exist in this one. The closest you get to an auto loss are these remove 2 progress from Callous, remove 1 progress from Callous, because that might accelerate the progress loss too much before you get through the deck that you automatically lose. But yeah, these just go right back in the deck. And there's one more. Where is it? Oh, this one. Yeah, so if you've reached the bottom of the well, you take 2 damage and it goes back in the deck. If you haven't reached the bottom of the well, it does nothing. It's just looming doom for nothing, and it goes back in the deck. So with these going back in the deck and just kind of plinking you for something that often won't lose you the game, but it'll just be an annoyance, This is the most forgiving of the 3 sets for drawing cards and like drawing back up your hand. Take that as it will. Maybe it makes it easier. Maybe it makes it, I don't know, not as exciting. I think it's an interesting change. And then these 3, you didn't see them very much, but this one affects you when you discard cards. This one affects you when you take damage. And that one was, you saw just like ongoing loss of progress or loss of damage. This one kind of reminds me of the one card in Vainglory, where if you get it early and you don't have a way to discard it, it's going to make the entire game almost impossible. So there is that swinginess in the system like there has been in other releases. But yeah, generally I like these, love the 2 characters, and think the final boss fight is just okay. Definitely not the best in the series. But I think this one's awesome. I definitely recommend if you like one of them, get all 3. It's fun to mix and match, and they're all pretty cheap individually. So yeah, that is potentially the final coverage we'll do of Kinfire Delve, unless something else comes. So thanks for watching, everybody. And at the end of many of our videos, I'd like to thank our biggest Patreon supporters, the ones who do the most to keep the channel going. They are J. Willie MF, Steve Wren, and Pedro Lucas. Thank you all so much. And everybody else, good gaming, and we'll see you at the next stop.